After the long flight and a meeting that lasted the whole afternoon, Lu Jinian looked exhausted. Sitting in his office, he casually took out the phone he had on silent while listening to his assistant report his schedule. Just as he was about to lock his phone, a message came in. Lu Jinian smoothly clicked it open. Though the end of time filming completed. There will be a celebratory banquet tonight at 8 p.m. in Jingchen Hotel. Do drop by if you have the time. Lu Jinian stared at the message for about 5 seconds before lifting his head indifferently. He nodded towards his assistant, acknowledging his report. Lu Jinian's assistant had been working for him for many years, hence he was well acquainted with his boss's aloof personality. Unperturbed by Lin Jinian's lack of concern, he continued, "Mr. Lu, there are about 6 hours before the airplane takes off. Would you like to have dinner in the city or at the airport?" "In the city," Lu Jinian replied faintly. Before his assistant could ask about the location, he continued, "Jingchen Hotel." When Lu Jinian and his assistant finished their meal, it was already 8:30 p.m. They footed the bill before proceeding to the main door. Just as they reached it, Lu Jinian stopped. His assistant stopped immediately as well. "Mr. Lu, is something wrong?" Lu Jinian remained silent for a while, and just when his assistant was started debating whether or not to repeat the question, he replied, "Wait for me in the car, I have something to do upstairs." He stood at the main door for a few more seconds before turning towards the lift. As part of the crew in Though the End of Time, Qiao Enhao was naturally at the dinner. The minute she reached the city, she had hurriedly bathed, changed her clothes, done her hair, and applied light makeup before rushing to Jingchen Hotel. Despite preparing in record time, Qiao Enhao was still late for the dinner. When she reached, Though the End of Time director was already on the stage, addressing the crowd, expressing his gratitude. Since everyone was focused on the director, no one noticed Qiao Enhao's late arrival. She stood in the crowd, looking around before making a beeline for her manager Zhao Meng. After the director's brief speech, the dinner began. Since it was a banquet, socializing and alcohol were customary. Qiao Enhao wasn't an A-lister in the industry, but her pretty face, perfect figure, good personality, and eloquence allowed her to shine, so she fit in perfectly. Qiao Enhao was starving by the time she greeted everyone in the banquet. Without hesitation, she pulled Zhao Meng towards the buffet area. She filled her plate before randomly sitting down near a window. After a few bites, the originally boisterous banquet hall suddenly fell silent. Qiao Enhao lifted her head in curiosity as she continued to munch on her food. Following the direction of the crowd's gaze, she saw Lu Jinian.